Okay, so something huge is happening right now in the world of artificial intelligence, and it's all going down behind closed doors. This isn't just about the next chatbot you're going to play with. Nope. We're talking about AI models so powerful, so potentially dangerous, that they're being handled like they're top secret cyber weapons.
I know. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But this is very, very real. It's the exact question some of the biggest AI companies on the planet are asking themselves. And let me tell you, their answer? Well, it's changing everything we thought we knew about AI safety.
So, where does this all begin? Well, our story starts with an AI company called Anthropic. They had a great idea: build a tool to make the digital world safer for all of us. But they ended up creating something so powerful, they actually got spooked by their own invention. And that's the dilemma we're going to unpack. Okay, so meet the main character of this story, Claude Mythos. Anthropic built this thing to be the ultimate security analyst, like a digital bloodhound that could sniff out any flaw in software code. The only problem? It was way too good at its job. So good, in fact, that it literally terrified the people who made it. Just imagine for a second, you build the world's best security guard. Amazing, right? But then you realize you've also built the world's best lockpick. That's the exact spot Anthropic was in. They just looked at it and decided the risk was way too big to let this thing out into the wild. And to really get why they were so scared, you've got to see what Mythos can actually do. We're talking about autonomously finding zero-day vulnerabilities. Now, these are brand new, totally unpatched security holes, the kind of thing hackers literally dream of finding. And Mythos, it was finding them everywhere. It can reason like a super senior security researcher, but it works at a speed and scale that no human team could ever hope to match. And here's where it gets, really alarming. The tool we have to measure how dangerous these AIs are, it's a benchmark called SciBench. Well, it's useless now, obsolete. Mythos didn't just pass the test, it completely broke the scale. Just think about that. We are now building AI that is so powerful, we can't even measure how much harm it could potentially do.
So you might be thinking, okay, maybe this is just one company being a little paranoid, right? Well, no. What happened at Anthropic wasn't some one-off thing. It was actually the first sign of a much bigger pattern across the entire industry. And guess who's following the exact same playbook? Their biggest rival, OpenAI.
That's right, OpenAI, the folks who brought us ChatGPT, they're building their own super advanced cybersecurity AI. And surprise, surprise, just like Anthropic, they have absolutely no plans to release it to you, me, or the general public. So let's just pause on that. You've got the two absolute titans of the AI world working separately, and they both come to the exact same conclusion. Our best cyber AIs are just too dangerous to release publicly. That's not a coincidence, folks. That is a massive paradigm shift.
Okay, so if a big public release is off the table, then what do they do? What's the alternative? The answer is something they're calling trusted access. And honestly, it looks a lot less like a normal product launch and a whole lot more like how spy agencies share top secret information.
Yeah, this is the new reality for the most advanced AI. So forget about just signing up for an API key online. Access is now becoming strictly invite-only. It's being hand-delivered to a very small group of organizations that they've decided are trustworthy enough to handle these kinds of tools. And make no mistake, these aren't just some tiny little tests. Anthropic's program, it's called Project Glasswing, is backed by over $100 million in credits and donations. OpenAI's version has $10 million in API credits to start. I mean, they are putting some serious cash behind this whole restricted access idea. So, who's in the club? Who's on this exclusive list? Well, it's basically a who's who of global tech and critical infrastructure. We're talking Apple, Google, Microsoft, even huge banks like JP Morgan Chase. These are the companies that are now basically being deputized as the first line of defense in this whole new cyber world. Now, this whole strategy, this whole trusted access thing, it all hinges on one massive assumption, that by doing this, they can give the good guys a head start. But a lot of experts are starting to speak up, and they're asking a really important question. What if that head start is, well, dangerously fragile? So the official line, what the AI labs are telling everyone, is that this is a defensive blueprint. The idea is you give these amazing tools to the defenders first, they find and patch all the holes, and we're all safer. It sounds logical, right? But a lot of people in the know think this is a dangerously naive way to look at it.
And here's the kicker. Wendy Whitmore, she's with Palo Alto Networks, one of the companies that actually has access. She is warning that secrets like this just don't stay secret for long.
Her prediction? These incredible abilities will either leak out or just be replicated in open source models in a matter of weeks, not years, weeks.
And this really gets to the core of the problem. For these modern large language models, LLMs, the engines behind stuff like ChatGPT, this isn't some feature you can just flip off. The very same logic that makes them so amazing at writing code is exactly what makes them so brilliant at breaking it. It's a fundamental part of what they are. You can't just unlearn it.
So where does all this leave us? You take these basically uncontrollable capabilities, you mix them with this new trusted access model, and what do you get? You get a brand new kind of AI arms race. This isn't about who can build the coolest product anymore. It's about who controls access to this immense power.
It seems pretty clear that the era of just launching these groundbreaking AI models out into the world for everyone, well, that era is probably over. From here on out, it looks like the most powerful tools are going to be developed and shared in the shadows. And that's creating a huge new divide in the world of tech. What this creates is what people are calling a capability gap. And it's a profound one. You've got this very small, very select group of companies that now have access to defensive, and let's be honest, probably offensive cyber tools that are just orders of magnitude more powerful than anything the rest of us have.
And that brings us to the final and most crucial questions of all. A new AI arms race has definitely begun, but it's not between countries. It's between those on the inside of this trusted access circle and everyone else on the outside. So who gets to decide who is trusted? And as these cyber weapons just get more and more powerful, how long can that circle really last?